talking to these kids and telling them how to stay out of jail. I want you to get on every day and have real conversations and say, yo, I made a mistake. I thought I was this and I really wasn't. I want you, that's when you mentoring a nigga. But you sitting there the music to still talk the same dumb shit he talking about. I'm a rat and this and that and antagonize a nigga and make it seem like you co-sign the bullshit. You're not helping that, man.
No, but what I'm saying is your message don't help me do my job. Because guess what? He has been on house arrest since he got out. He's able to go to the facility. He's been on house arrest since he got out. So what I'm saying is, it's time and patience. It's going to take time to get all. It's not the same guy that you think he is because you haven't spoke to him. You haven't been in the same room to have a one-on-one like me and you haven't. So the world doesn't know what's going on in his head. They just assuming according to all the context and comments that's on social media. And social media is fueling all of this because it's so much bigger than what y'all think this is. I'm telling you, this man influences hundreds of millions of kids, bro. He cannot go out there and make it seem like it's cool.
I gotta tell you how dangerous you are because knowing he influences it, and you as a grown man that's supposed to live by a code, and you co-signing this bullshit, and they thinking this shit is cool, that you could go in the streets and you could call hits and you could get niggas locked up and you could come home and say, fuck the world, I'm a rat, and I'm gonna be co-signed by a nigga who said I'm locked up that spoke for street niggas. And that's what you teaching them. You teaching these kids that, huh? You're doing a disservice to the culture, man.
All right.
You're doing a disservice.
Yo, I love you. My nigga. You my nigga. But this is what I try to tell you. See, one thing about leaders, they don't have the time to explain the bigger picture. Mysonne, if you don't see the bigger picture in this, I don't know how to explain it to you.
I don't. I see the picture that you painting is fuck. This is kids right now because it's time.
What I'm saying is this. I already anticipated all the backlash before I walked into this. I knew this was going to happen. Okay. I'm cool because guess what? When there's emotions that spark up, that means it's something worth talking about. When there's emotions that spark up, that means this is something that really means something to people. They really take this seriously, right? Which is great. And I needed to know, at the end of the day, how invested that we are in our own communities. Because when you have somebody like 6ix9ine, has that much influence in our younger generation, with the mind state that he has right now and how he was taught to think that that's what that is, and we just will let that slide and nobody corrects him? And you saying,
but you not,
snitch, hold on, let me finish. And you saying because he snitched, he doesn't have the right to that information that he has to have? It's crazy to me.
But Con, you're not giving them, you just empowering. You ain't giving them information. A lot of OG niggas that you pull them to the conversation.
6ix9ine is already empowered. This motherfucker has over 200 million fans. You don't empower somebody like that. He already has the power. All I'm trying to manage that power to make sure it goes in the right direction, my nigga.
What you're saying that this is sad. Haven't you sound like these little young internet niggas now that make you believe that because you got 200 niggas, 1,000 niggas, million niggas on Instagram that you somebody. You confuse real life with you confusing real life with the internet, huh?
You know, information is more power. So I got to make sure he's filled with the right information when he has all that. You can't have that many people and feeding the wrong information.
Going bad.
I got to make sure information. It's empowered. No, it's more important. That shit's more important than what I'm building, because what I'm building is for tomorrow's generation. And I can't build what I'm building for tomorrow's generation to have the same mentality as Tekashi as what he has today.
It's like this, right? You committed yourself and you gave, first of all, you disrespected Styles P.
Whoa. First of all, hold up.
You violated Styles P. You took a song that he made a classic and put a rat on it, knowing how anti-ratty you violated Styles P. No, I'm just being honest with you. You want to get on. I want to have a real conversation. You violated Styles P. Completely.
Spectacle. Okay, so first of all, Locked Up is a classic. Can't nobody record up. Period. That record is made for those that you know that's like me, that's like you, that's for them. That can never be tainted or ever be disrespected because that's what we do. That's our life. That's what we experience and shared with the world, what we had to go through at that moment in time. Nobody can take that away from us. This generation is totally different. Clearly, he was, hold on, let me finish. Clearly, he was locked up. The reasons he went in and came out, yeah, we might disagree, but he still has the right to tell his story. But until you hear his verse and hear what he's dealing with, that's real shit from his point of view. He has a right to tell that point of view. Now, anybody could have jumped on locked up. I agree with you. There's a lot of other niggas that's been locked up that could have got on that record. But my nigga, that record it's been 16 years since I put that first record out. Ain't nobody thought to remix that shit until Tekashi decided to do it. What happened to all them other 16 years when that record was open for motherfucker to get on?
Because nobody else, because like, yo, you don't just remix classics. Niggas ain't going. You ain't gonna go call Stevie Wonder and just say, tell yo Tekashi 6ix9ine. He gonna look and say that nigga ain't getting on no song of mine. You think you crazy? You listen what I'm trying to tell you. You did a disjustice. You doing justice to your legacy as an artist and as a man. You doing a disjustice to your legacy right now. It's a disjustice.
No, I'm not, bro.
Legacy, beloved. And you do too much good shit. You out here in Africa, you doing too much good shit to taint your legacy with this bullshit, Con.
First of all, you can't compare my social responsibilities to 6ix9ine. He's one of those social responsibilities that I'm dealing with right now. Because guess what?
You're just trying to get a bag off the nigga now. That's what it sounds like. That's what it is. It don't sound like a social response. You talking about he got 200 million fans and
listen to what I'm trying to tell you.
This song and he got this. It sounds like you just trying to get it bag. It don't sound like if you had responsibility, you would be having conversations with that nigga, making him do shit that was gonna move in a different direction. He ain't do nothing different.
Man, everything happens at God's time. It ain't gonna happen when everybody want it to happen. Everybody ain't
really do something. It would have had to happen after. It would have had to happen before you gave him that song.
Because everybody's different. The boy went through a lot, my nigga. He's being attacked by the world of social media from the hip hop culture. That ain't something you get over overnight. Most of his time is spent defending himself from trolls, and you know that.
He's a troll. You talk. How you gonna? The man is a troll. How you gonna defend himself from himself? He created these trolls, man. He the nigga that started trolling. He created this whole culture of trolls.
No, listen.
He started this.
But listen, we're living in the age of social media. This is the world we live in right now, right? We can't just grab a microphone from a podium and speak into a direct line. What we're doing right now, clearly, by the end of this week, it's going to be over 1 million views. So what we say is super, super important. And people have to understand that these views are parallel, even though everybody may disagree. On both sides, there's situations that people have to be able to take from a standpoint of understanding life and what it is to be a real man. The problem is everybody is living by all these rules that's supposed to make you seem cooler, be stronger, seem not to be a punk or no bitch ass nigga. But they make hard decisions that make everybody look at you differently, even though you know it's the right decision to make. And at the end of the day, you make decisions that's going to always keep you close and feed your family. At the end of the day,
this is what I want to say, right? When niggas say feed your family, what about the nigga's family that you just gave 50 years to?
Bro, he tried to kidnap him. What difference does it make to him?
Question. What about, so listen to me. You put a hit out on Chief Keef, right? You could have took Chief Keef's life. You got niggas shot. I'm asking you a question. What about the nigga's family who you gave 40 or 50 years to? What about their family? Do they got a family? What about his kids?
Of course, they all got family. But guess what?
What does that mean? He didn't tell on you his family. These niggas stood up and took their time like men. They thought about their family and you thought about yours. So you not willing because you weak. Listen to me. And then the simple is because the nigga is too weak to deal with the consequences of his acts. It's not like when you say, yo, no, listen, no. Listen.
You act like them. You act like Tekashi told them niggas to go do it. Jump off a bridge, and you gonna jump off a bridge like a fucking idiot. Them niggas knew the consequences of their actions when they did it. They knew that. They knew that if I shoot at this nigga or I kill this man, I'm gonna leave my family forever and I won't be able to take care of him. They knew that.
And listen to me, and they did that. Listen to what I'm saying. And they did that, Con, right? What I'm trying to say is they was willing to take the axe for theirs. Nigga, you went into a fucking courtroom and they said, we saw you do this on camera. We got your voice doing this. We could give you this time for what you did. They didn't say we're going to give you this time because you're affiliated with that nigga and we think you did a crime that he did. No, he didn't do nothing for nobody else. He was too weak to deal with the consequences of his own acts as a man. And because he wasn't willing to deal with those consequences as a man, he told on other niggas so they could deal with those consequences. That man is a fucking clown. And you are a grown man and you have too much of a platform and you have too much of a voice, you have too much respect to enable shit like this.
And what I'm trying to tell you is you can't give an entertainer responsibility of a street nigga when that's not where he's cut from. You just can't do that. No, you can't.
It's not.
He's cut from
you can't. So look, when you call a hit on a nigga, right? The nigga that he said, yo, go shoot.
Bullshit talk.
That's bullshit talk. They was gonna do it.
That's internet bullshit talk. Who gonna be dumb enough to follow through on that shit?
But and if niggas, they did it.
You dumbass nigga for doing it. You man, how you gonna let a fucking 19-year-old rapper tell you to go kill somebody and you go do it? What kind of idiot can you be to do that shit?
Pay your bills. That's the nigga that's got you in the Bahamas. That's the nigga that got you everywhere. So
okay, guess what? Your bill being paid while you're with him on salary every fucking week.
Okay.
Now you gotta kill somebody for own money?
Yeah, because that's the nigga. He told you to get the money. He said, I got 30,000 on nigga head. This is go kill that nigga. I got 30.
So he went on and said, I got 30,000 on nigga head, and just out of clear blue, the people around him decided they gonna go do it. They ain't just let somebody out there. They felt that was to them.
Con.
I'm just saying. What dumb you know?
Listen, you know what?
And say, I got
listen to me.
It's been broadcasted on the internet.
Okay, what I'm trying to say, I'm gonna do this, right? Because we've been doing it for an hour and a half. We're not gonna change our positions. It's sad that you're not gonna change your position. It's very sad because I know.
That's good. What this did, it allowed both sides to have a conversation. I'm not saying that you for what I say or I'm for what you say, but it's always gonna be mixed opinions. No one's ever gonna all agree on it. But it's important for us to have conversations on all the hard topics.
Certain shit is universal. Being a coward, having integrity, having moral compass, it's certain shit that's universal for me. It's a stop somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
This generation ain't built like you, my son. You can't accept them too.
Because my son is on here at 22 years old, and he built like me. Because I raised him like me. My nephews and my brother.
There! You was there to raise him. These niggas ain't
No, I wasn't there to raise him. First 8 years of my life, I was in jail. So they lived off the way that I carried myself. It wasn't that I carried myself as a man. I said, this is what men do. So when you having a conversation with this young boy and you getting on here and he see you arguing, giving reasons why he told on a nigga, you are making him that you agree with the behavior and you doing him a disservice, Con.
About him telling was the result of actions that wasn't taken. What my conversation is, everybody's ignoring what led up to him telling in the first place.
Nobody's ignoring. No.
Because that's the key right now. The key is is all the things that happened that led him up to the point where he even had to tell in the first place. And if he was being guided right, he would have never gotten to that position where he even had to be in front of a judge. That's what I'm saying.
Con, this is bad. I'm just trying to tell you, this.
Guess what? And guess what? All my niggas can vouch to it. I would never put them in a position where they got to go and tell on me, bro. Ever.
But Con, you don't. What do you mean? But you the nigga that's in control, though, Con. I'm in control. I'm trying to tell you. You the Tekashi of this situation, so you the one that put them in jeopardy.
No, you can't control.